So we're here with Courtney Pink, doctor, right?
That's
Doctor,
correct, Dr. Pink.
Doctor Courtney Pink. That's not the only hat you wear though, right?
No, I'm the Pennsylvania farm manager as well.
Okay. So, which you like doing better?
Well, I like them both. They have different responsibilities and different challenges and different rewards.
That was waffling. I don't like waffling.
But it's the honest truth. I like them both. They're just very different. So, depending on which hat I'm wearing on what day or what part of the day, I like my job overall. So it
Okay.
encompasses both.
But you started. I mean, you went
I
to school
started as a
for the
veterinarian.
doctor,
Yes,
yeah. So you
yes.
did all the doctor stuff.
Yes, my passion is veterinary medicine, specifically reproduction and neonatology.
Okay. Is that what you went to fancy vet school for?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I specialized in equine medicine, and then after that, when I graduated, I went on and did an internship at a thoroughbred farm here in Lexington, and then, tried to hone my skills and went to Hanover Shoe Farms and worked there for a while. So everything I've done has prepared me to, be in the equine reproduction world and neonatology as well. And
Was it something? Because you're a vet, you're a doctor, so it's a smart, and it seems to me like reproduction and stuff like that is more of the high intelligence portion of horse racing, right? I mean, is that safe to say?
Well, I mean, we're the ones who are breeding the horses and technically creating the race horses. So yeah, we have a very integral part in racing.
So yeah, that's right away, like even as a kid, or you didn't know that you liked it until you actually were doing it.
So I grew up thinking that I was going to be a lameness vet, so basically like a racetrack vet, but
Yeah,
for
just a normal
regular
vet.
vet,
Yeah,
get in a
normal.
truck,
Yeah,
drive around,
yeah,
vaccinate some horses,
yeah.
suture some wounds or whatever, and stuff. And it wasn't until I was in veterinary school that I really found my love for reproduction and neonatology, and I just got hooked. And then I've done everything I can to put myself into that position.
She's already said neonatology twice. Did I say that right?
Yes,
It's a smart
yes,
word. She's
yes.
just throwing it out there. I like to do that too when I want to seem
Yes.
smart. I want to articulate some
Yes,
certain thing.
right.
What give the simple thing for what does that mean?
So basically, I like to take care of foals, so
Okay.
babies.
Okay.
Babies, weanlings,
So breeding and
yearlings.
babies, the doctor
Yes,
of breeding and babies.
yes,
Right.
that's
Okay.
right.
So how did you get hooked up with Diamond Creek and Adam? Did he steal you away from somebody, or did he kind of give you this job?
So the job was posted. I was working at a private practice in New Jersey, and at the time, and I saw the job posting, and I really like being a farm veterinarian because I feel like you get to know the horses, you get to
Mhm.
know the mares really well, you get to know the stallions really well, you get to know the kind of foals that the mares have and raise, and you get to deal with the horses day in and day out, and you really get to know them. So it's really like my niche to be on a
Right.
farm. So that's how I got, hooked up with Adam and Diamond Creek.
As opposed to just traveling around, going
Right,
to
and you
different
go to
things.
different farms and stuff, and I really feel, very strong sense of responsibility for all the horses and treat them as if they're my own horses, and that I care about them, from the time that they're born till long after they've left and onto their racing career. And the stallions who shuttle, I still feel, responsible for them when they're away from our care. And I know they're doing a great job down in the southern hemisphere, but I still miss them terribly when they're gone and can't wait for them to come back. So it's just better suited for me and my personality to be on a farm.
Okay, so real quick,
Mm-hmm.
did the job posting have fancy words in it like neonatology and stuff like, or did it just say we need a baby doctor signed Adam?
Pretty much,
Pretty much.
we need a baby doctor and a
Three money symbols and that's
Yeah,
it, right?
right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's how basically it came down. We need a baby doctor. We need a stallion doctor. We need a mare doctor. So, are
Did
you
you know Adam
interested?
before?
I knew who he was. I knew who Diamond Creek was, but I didn't know him personally until
Okay.
I called him up and said, "Hey, I'm interested in the job," and we talked on the phone for about an hour or so, and then just sort of transpired from there.
Sure. So how long have you? So that was the first part. So how long
Yeah,
have you been here?
I've been here just shy of 2 years.
Okay, so
Mhm.
then you didn't say, okay, you're now the baby doctor, but now we also need a farm manager. So how did that?
Yeah, so that happened probably about a couple months after I had started. The farm manager who was there at the time, we decided to part ways, and then it sort of was a natural progression for me to
Mhm.
step up into that role as well.
So he was like, yeah, you want it? Like that
Yeah,
was pretty
pretty
much
much
it?
like, okay,
Or
you're
did he post it online,
no, no, pretty much it was
farm
like
farm manager?
it was like, hey, you're in charge now. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
pretty much
you're
that
okay
way.
with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is easier? Is the veterinarian stuff easier because you have been doing it for so long, or is that still challenging?
The medicine is definitely still challenging. I don't think it's ever not going to be a challenge. Some of the routine stuff, yeah, it's routine, and there's a reason why you have routine stuff. But there's always a difficult or challenging case there. There's always something new to learn. There's always a new technique to learn and then try to perfect. And there's always room for learning and improvement, which we're always striving to do.
Uh, Biggest headache so far? Is it Adam, or is
That's
it?
actually a great question. No. I don't know that there's necessarily a headache. There's definitely a lot of, stress with the job because we want to perform well, and we take great pride in our stallions and putting forth a good product and making sure that the mares get in full, not just our mares, but all the
Mhm.
mares that the stallions service throughout the season and stuff. And I think that's probably, our biggest concern, if you will, just making sure that the stallions are doing really well and performing well in the breeding shed.
There's a couple different types of stress.
Mm-hmm.
So it would appear to me that being a veterinarian and dealing with some of the breeding and the
Mm-hmm.
foaling, you do everything, right? Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything you
Yes.
don't do
I don't do
as far as
surgeries.
okay? So
Yes.
if a colic or something, you
Yeah,
send that off to
we send that to
you
a
probably
referral
well
hospital.
because you don't have a clinic, right?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So anything that involves specialized things, you just
Right.
send them off.
Exactly.
So it's stressful,
Yes.
but it's part of the job, right?
Correct.
So is there something that pops up, and maybe that's more towards the farm manager stuff, where you're like, this girl's calling out, or we got extra rain and it's muddy, and we like, is
Yes.
that which stress do you dislike more? Because I would imagine that some of the craziness when being a doctor is, even though it's stressful, it's
Yes.
still kind of like it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's invigorating. I like difficult cases. I thrive on that because I want to be able to make the horses better and stuff. On the management side of things, yeah, it's difficult where if it rains a lot, now you're in a mud pit, and then that's difficult because you don't want your horses standing in mud and all this stuff. And then the employee side, can be challenging as well because you're always trying to find the right group of
Mm-hmm.
people that sit together. And if you have one or two people that sort of butt heads a little bit, then that becomes challenging, and you have to try to figure out how to best put the people together and inspire them to work together well, and that can be challenging.
That's challenging.
Yes.
Let's be realistic here.
Sure.
There's two farms.
Yes.
Kentucky and Pennsylvania. You
Correct.
manage which farm?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
There's a rivalry there, right?
No,
Let's
there's
stop with the
not. No.
niceness. There, what's
No.
something that the Pennsylvania farm does better than the Kentucky farm? Right here,
Oh my gosh.
looking. Who's the manager of the Kentucky farm?
Gina Daly.
Gina.
Who
Tell
does an
Gina.
excellent job at the Kentucky farm.
Excellent job. What's
Yes.
something? No, Gina, I got your farm is second rate to my farm because of why?
No, it is not second rate because we think of the farm as one big
One whole.
unit.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
know that,
yeah.
but it's true because we want it to be very fluid between the two farms. So I don't think that there's one thing that she does better or one thing that I do better. I think we work well together and we want a nice cohesive unit.
There's no
So,
playful rivalry.
no,
There's no.
no, there's not because I foal out the mares and raise the babies, and then when we wean them, they go down to Kentucky and she raises them through their yearling year. So I want to make sure that I send her nice, good, healthy, broke foals. I know I'm like totally
Here's an idea.
you.
Okay. So if we're not going to compete within the boundaries of the business, meaning
Sure.
horses, yearlings, racing, right? That I think, Adam, this would be a good idea. I think that once a year to let's get that stress out,
Yeah.
sort of purge like.
Yeah.
Let's do a competition between the two farms, a tug of war, an escape
Oh,
room, a Diamond
okay.
Creek Hunger Games
Yes.
sort of thing. What do you think about that? I think that would be healthy. Paintball, something to get the aggression out.
Maybe.
Because if you're not going to do it within the realm of the business, let's do
Yeah.
it outside of the business.
Yeah, do it outside the business. Yeah, maybe. That might be interesting.
What's a game you could challenge Gina at right now and destroy her at? Is it like
Oh,
chess?
gosh.
Is it something smart?
I don't know. I'm not.
Is it
I don't-
basketball? You're pretty tall.
Yeah, probably not basketball. Probably like good game of kickball.
A kickball.
Yeah, like
So,
kickball.
okay.
Like bring it back to old school recess,
Okay.
like kickball.
So does that involve? Are you allowed to throw the ball and peg people?
That's dodgeball. No, we're
No,
not
no, no,
doing
no, no. In
dodgeball.
kickball, I
Oh,
mean,
kickball to get him
to
out.
get him
Yeah,
out.
you can throw the ball and get
Yeah,
him out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
sorry.
my! I remember. I was playing kickball, and it was a mixed group. There was older kids, younger
Yeah.
kids, and there was this little girl. I mean, she must have been like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and she kicked it, and I just grabbed the
Oh
ball
my God! And you
and
took
I
her
just
out.
took her out. I mean, it hit her in the back
Yeah.
shoulder. She flopped. I
Oh
was
my
out.
gosh.
I held up the 2 fingers, two out, two out, two
Yeah.
out. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, but whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
It is what it is. She was out, and that was it. So I would say yes. We need something to create some
Yeah.
sort of between the two farms.
Yeah.
Prepping for this.
Mhm.
What's something that makes you want to pull your hair out? Is it
You,
just going over every horse? Is that tedious? Like
No, it's
just
not, because you want to know each horse. You want to do your research. You want to, look at them, figure out all their positive characteristic, all their flaws, that sort of thing. There's, it's an enjoyable process, to me. And I know you're looking for like the dirt and
no,
stuff
no,
and
no,
stuff,
no, no.
but
There's no dirt.
but I don't think there's a part that makes me want to pull my hair out. I mean, Gina's the one that preps them, and she does the day in day out with them. I come in on video day to make sure that in case anybody decides to jump the fence, that I can sew them back together and pull their coggins and write their health certificates and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty enjoyable.
I kind of feel like because this isn't there's ups and downs with throughout the year,
Sure.
throughout the days. So and it's kind of like similar to what I do,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of times where there's lulls, and then sometimes when you're getting ready for work, like for me now,
Yeah.
it's you gotta like okay, it's chaos right now,
Yeah.
and you embrace it,
Mhm.
and maybe that's I call it tedious, but some of that stuff is like
Sure.
all right, we got to go through all this and all this, and I
Yes.
know it's gonna be just intense for
Mhm.
the next 48 hours,
Right.
but let's do it.
Yeah.
Right? Is that kind of how you look at it?
Yeah, definitely. And you have to prepare, and you're going to be busy and you're going to be on your feet all day, but like we thrive on this. This is what we worked for all year. Like we have good healthy mares, we want to have good healthy babies that turn good healthy yearlings. And then, you know what? It's showtime now. Like we've done everything we can to make sure that we've got the best product, and hopefully that turns into some really successful racehorses so people keep coming back for a Diamond Creek yearling.